Aloha and welcome in Soul Family Soul Ohana. Kapualani here with your timeless weekly reading. So whenever you are seeing this, as always, take what resonates, leave the rest behind. So I'm going to open up space as I do with a chiming of my tuning fork, giving us all a moment just to cleanse ourselves, cleanse the energies, but also focus on any goals or intentions that we might have, that you may have. And as you inhale, focusing on those goals, and as you exhale, giving thanks, gratitude, and appreciation to your higher self, your guides, your higher power, God, source, creator, spirit, light, so forth. All right. So as you breathe in, I always encourage this. Maybe breathe in as deeply as you can for at least a count of four. If you'd like to hold it at the top for a count of four, or whatever you'd like, go ahead and do that. And then as you exhale, exhale through the mouth with a ha or a sigh. Okay, just clearing it all out. Maybe even focusing. I know it's hard to see it a little bit, but focusing on giving that energy into the flame. Okay, draw from the flame and give it back to the flame. All right, so here we go. All right, so thank you again for being here. Let's go ahead and dive into the cards and see what message Spirit has for us in this moment. Now, I'm not gonna lie, things have been quite intense. They've been a bit topsy-turvy, haven't they? As I am recording this, we're just, I can't recall, so please forgive me. Um, when exactly we are cleared from the eclipsing season, but we're still experiencing the retrogrades with Mercury and Venus. We recently experienced that, I believe it was like a partial solar eclipse with the new moon energy. So it's been quite a lot. It's been quite a lot for maybe a little over a month, a couple of months. And you're like, well, check out, maybe the past how many years, Kapulani, right? But nevertheless, let's see, Spirit, Creator, Universe, guides, and ancestors. What's our message for today? What is the focus? What are we looking at? What is the present energy that we are going to be looking at? Five of Wands. So I'm hearing the words really putting in an effort. It's interesting because in this particular Five of Wands, as you can see, there's one person standing in the center. The others are just kind of sitting there with their staves. The Five of Wands, it can be a struggle to, again, put in that effort. It may feel as though you're having to exert yourself and, really push through in some way or form. And maybe it's just your energy, having the energy to get stuff done. Like it's taking a little bit of extra to make stuff happen, to get out of bed, to pour yourself water, even I'm getting, So I kind of, this is the After Tarot deck. And by the way, for those of you interested, there will be a part two to this reading. Sorry, I'm a little bit early to the catch, but I always forget to say that for whatever reason. But there will be a part two for those interested. So with this Five of Wands, I feel like in this particular instance, you will come through. You will overcome whatever challenges or obstacles that you feel as though you may be facing, even if, again, the only challenge or obstacle that you're facing is just trying to have the energy to muster to get through the day or whatever it is, right? It's things have been pretty draining. Whether you're having conflict with others or not, this is also saying to, I'm kind of being shown the Seven of Wands, where it's like stand your ground and assert yourself. In this case, the Five of Wands, it does sort of pair with the Seven of Wands, but it's more about putting forth the effort. Practice makes perfect at times when we see the Five of Wands, because these individuals here, they're not actually trying to attack each other. That's not the intention there. It's more of sparring, where they're practicing their skill set. So that may be part of what you're going through. Even if there are certain disagreements or entanglements with others, I feel that it's not quite as volatile maybe as things used to be. I don't know why I'm getting that. Like things are getting worn down. Other people's desires to argue with you, or even just if it has nothing to do with others, the feeling that you're going against the tide. Don't give up, persist, and understand that there will be a time where that's going to just kind of cool off or cool down. All right, so let's get some additional guidance though from Spirit. What is it about this Five of Wands, Spirit, that we're needing to understand? A deeper message that's being relayed. What is this Five of Wands about? Could have maybe taken that one, but I'm just going to let the cards speak for themselves. So, Spirit, what is this Five of Wands about? What are we having to put extra effort into? Okay. So we got the 10 of Cups. So it could just be about family matters, or if you have been doing that generational work, the generational healing, generational clearing, something along those lines. It's like saying, don't give up, keep going, keep pushing. There may be certain, again, I'm hearing that word entanglements when it comes to house and home, or just kind of feeling stable in your own space in terms of harmony and balance and flow. Um, you know, I don't get so much as arguments, although I won't take that off the table. It's more just about tension with the home life, tension with, again, feeling just that vibe of flow and effortlessness and ease emotionally, energetically. Making your house a home that could feel like a little bit of a challenge right now. Maybe you're thinking about relocating, but you're not actually in that position yet to go forward with it, to move through with it. Maybe there are certain things around the home space that you're wanting to renovate or that you're considering. It may not be anything that's going to happen right away, but again, these could be elements that you're contending with or considering, okay? And again, there could also be just things with family members. There could be things with, if it's not your actual family members, I just saw 707 on the timer. So for those curious, go ahead and check out angel number 707 and see what that means for you. And if you want, drop it in the comments for the rest of us. But yeah, I get this sense that if there's been any conflict, tension, challenges with others, that's something that you're going to be overcoming as well. Okay, that could be part of what's happening at this time. And it may not even be anything direct. I feel like what I'm also getting is just trying to get on the same page. It could deal with timing, as well. Like when you're trying to make plans with somebody, but it's like, oh, we really want to do this, but like they have something at this time, I have something at that time, so it's difficult to get that connection going, to make that happen, and it's nobody's fault. There aren't any feelings of animosity necessarily, but it's just about getting things to gel. All right, that's part of this, what I'm picking up on right now. So Spirit, what else do we need to know, Spirit, about what's coming through? Where can we focus our efforts? Where can we focus our efforts? And right away, we have the King of Pentacles, okay? We got the King of Pentacles, we got the Six of Pentacles, we got the Queen of Wands. So, okay, now we've got that masculine, feminine energy, and at the center, the Six of Pentacles. So there is something about giving and receiving, give and take, looking at the long-term plans, the long-term development. What are your long-term goals here? What are you hoping to accomplish? Okay. I feel like part of this is also saying, like, now there may be something, okay, stability for the future, plans for the future, understanding that whatever it is that you're going through right now, try to look at the bigger picture, look at the long-term situation, the long-term stability, and in terms of the flow, in terms of communication, in terms of the exchanges of energies that's happening here. Because whatever it is that you are moving through, that your current situation is highlighting or whatever, this is something that's going to carry over into your long-term results. results, all right? And so, like we say, when we see the Queen of Wands, where attention goes, energy flows. And the Queen of Wands is about life force, having that responsibility, taking command, and being in charge of your own sense of personal security, energetically, for example. When you look in the mirror, do you like what you see? How do you feel about what you see? What can we do to turn this around as well? King of Pentacles, it's all about being confident in yourself, about taking on any kind of challenges, or again, things that deal with plans for the future. What is your future going to look like? I don't know why I'm just vibing on that. This could also deal with money, it could deal with career. And again, when I mentioned the house and home, putting things together, because I think of the physicality of it, being in charge of yourself, like on a physical level, your physical health, wellness, and well being, taking charge, taking command. Perhaps that's something that you are also working on, okay? Maybe in the past, like you've been trying to get to this point where you can really focus on what steps can you take to create a more stable and secure future. You've arrived, you're ready, you have what it takes, you know what to do. So go ahead, don't be afraid to implement those steps. Those could be changes, yes, all right, but again, it's about just nurturing things, people, places, experiences, yourself, for the long term, and really just committing to that, all right? Committing to those goals, committing to that vision, committing to yourself, your work, your future again, by staying present and prioritizing what needs to be done here and now. Don't be afraid to get hands on. Don't be afraid to just take that inspired, aligned action and move forward from there, okay? There may be certain feelings of insecurity, but I feel like this is kind of moving toward or erring on the side of confidence that's being built. This could be something that's coming through right now, is maybe you weren't feeling so secure and now we're moving into that state, all right? We're moving into this phase of long-term results, okay? Whatever it is that you're working on, whatever it is that that you're focusing on, all right? And I want to take a moment real quick just to encourage you. If this is your first time watching, thank you so much for finding me. I'm grateful for that. And I encourage you, if these messages resonate, consider subscribing to the channel, okay, for just future messages, insights, and just that clarification of things. And for those who are my long-term subscribers, recent subscribers, thank you so much for your support and subscription. As you've heard me say below, when you subscribe, it just helps me to connect a bit more clearly and deeply to your energies. So Spirit, what is our outcome here? What are we building? What are the results? What can we look to? What steps do we implement? With focus, whatever the case may be, thank you, Spirit. What do we need to know? What's coming through here with the messages today? And there's something also about your masculine and feminine energies balancing. So we've got the Knight of Swords and we've got the Eight of Wands. Things are going to be moving very rapidly. So just be prepared for that, okay? I feel like both of these are I want to say in more intense energies that I'm seeing with just the looks on their faces, right? So I feel like this is an encouragement. Either there's going to be some messages or movement, swift decisions that you're needing to make, but once you do make a certain decision or say something, it's like the wheels will definitely be set into motion. So that's where I'm feeling. Just be considerate and aligned, mindful of where you're placing your focus. Because again, remember what we said with the Queen of Wands, where attention goes, energy flows. So just want to sort of be mindful to that, not in a scary way, but just in that way of maintaining a sense of responsibility and self-discipline where it counts, where it matters. You could be traveling. There could be a lot of shuffling about going on with whether it's plans, whether it's just having a lot on your plate to need to handle or take care of. You'll be able to manage. You'll be able to do it. And I get this feeling that once you really hone in on that sense of confidence that I mentioned, that you're ready, that you are in a position to make moves, to make something happen, it's all going to go very, very swiftly. All right. And again, there may be certain things that call for you to be a bit more on your toes, on your feet. And I don't want to say necessarily like reactive or whatever, but it's about really just trusting your own sense of timing, your own abilities to be able to execute. So again, where something may have been a little bit of a struggle initially or uncertain, and like, oh, okay, I gotta like, I don't know, I gotta just really keep at it, things are going to smoothen out. All right, they're going to smoothen out. And again, there's a very strong likelihood that whatever it is that you're wanting could move very quickly. So just prepare. Take this time to strategize, to plan accordingly, to nurture and grow and develop whatever it is, again, that you're looking at for your long term results, a long term future. And don't be afraid, don't hesitate to execute accordingly once you have found your center point and you do have clarity. Now, just so that I can make mention here, King of Pentacles with those earth energies, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, and then the Queen of Wands with the fiery energies, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. And then the Knight of Swords, of course, with the air energies, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Interesting that in this particular spread, what do you notice? What do you notice, fam? We've got all minor arcana energies here, all minor arcanas. And I do feel like whatever it is that you're moving through, there is a process of getting things done. All right, where it's felt a little bit jagged or strenuous. Again, I get the sense that once you do make a decision, once you do find that clarity, once you do harness that confidence and take a step in a certain direction, things are just going to flow. It's going to move very quickly again from there. Okay, so before we close up here, for those who are again new, I am going to be pulling a card from my animal spirit guides. And in this part one, I'm just going to give my downloads, but in part two, we are going to read from the Animal Spirit Guidebook. So if you like, you take a screenshot of that. In part two, which you can find at kapualani.com/extensions. I also will leave a link for that in the comments and in the description box below. But again, part two, we're going to ask the angels a question. So if you have any yes or no question or questions, go ahead and, we're going to ask that in the part two. So you're welcome to join us there and ask your questions, see what the angels have to say. And also, we've got my romance angels that we're going to be pulling from in part two as well. Okay, so just to kind of give you that heads up, and I always say this, but I just like to be clear. Even if you are not interested in love, if you're just kind of like, no, I'm good, I don't need to know anything about love, relationship, it's okay. The romance angels, it can be guidance around anything, matters of the heart, what your heart desires. It can deal with, you know what I mean? Even if it's about your career path and money. We'll just see what insights the romance angels have. And again, that's going to be in part two. All right, so let's see what animal spirit guide is coming through to guide us this week. Right away, we've got elephant energy. So elephants, the first thing that comes through when I see elephant is memory, okay? Wisdom, memory, because elephants don't forget, right? So there's something here also, because elephants are very, very big on family. Doing things from the ground up is what I'm getting. I get this feeling of vibration. I don't know why, but I'm also present to healing. We've got the fire here, Agni, I believe. So please forgive me if I'm incorrect on that. You can correct me. I'm not shy about those things. So yeah, just let me know. But otherwise, I feel like this is moving, I don't know, exerting a lot of energy, tapping into your own core wisdom, ancestral wisdom, generational wisdom. I also am pulling on grandfather energies for some reason, grandmother, grandfather, grandparent. So if you have been missing a grandparent or been feeling their energy, they're with you, is what I'm getting. They're downloading their strength and wisdom to you as well, is another message that I'm picking up on here. The big ears that I'm drawn to, listening, being a good listener, I feel like also because they're making me think of like a baby elephant, like the playfulness and the silliness, forgive me. And maybe that's also something that comes with the wisdom, is just kind of not taking the self too seriously, but being clear and mindful. There's a gentleness as well. A lot of big energy that's moving right now, just what I'm getting. Not to sound obvious, I don't know, because we have the elephant, right? But I get that movement. I get that again, possibly a big undertaking with certain trials, karmic challenges, and things that you've managed to learn, overcome, clear through in your own family dynamic, in your own generational healing sort of way. All right, so I am going to close out here with my tuning fork just to close the space officially. But again, I invite you to join us in part two, kapualani.com/extensions. If you'd like to schedule a reading of your own, you can do that at kapualani.com. But I thank you so much for being here. Please don't forget to like, share, comment as it resonates, and take good care. We will see you in part two. We will see you next time.